So in this video today, we're going to be taking a look at 4 separate builds built by different members in this community on the server. What I'm going to be doing is rating them on 3 separate scales. First, on how much effort they put into the build, just surrounding the build and just everything about it. Right. Second is going to be how creative it was, right? If it's an original idea, how much thought they really put into it, and just how much, they added to it themselves and it wasn't just off a tutorial, right? And third is really just how much I liked it. Coolness, right? It'll be on a 20-point scale, effort and creative on 5 points, and coolness on 10. So coolness is worth the most. So, if I like their build the most, they're most likely going to win. But it will come down pretty close to the winner. And the winner of this will end up receiving the mace, which is really important because on the server, there is only one mace, and I happily got it, just as you saw in the past clips. The end fight, whoever got the dragon egg in the end, which I luckily got, was able to secure the mace, and I decided to host this event because I'm not really going to use it that much, and thought it'd just be a fun thing to do with the community. The first build that I'll be rating on this is the White House. This build was really cool to me. Obviously, as they had told me before, this was kind of a schematic or tutorial for the main, exterior for it, so with the effort and creativeness, it will lose some points. But honestly, the interior, to my knowledge, they built the staircase on themselves, and they built little fun tidbits around villagers named Bruce President, just really cool stuff. And I thought it was just a really neat thing to build. I really liked this build. It was really it was very large. It obviously took a lot of effort, and to me, it was just super cool. So my final rating for it was in the effort category, since it was so large, even if it was a tutorial, right? Obviously it took a lot to get all the quartz and everything, was 4 out of 5 points. For the creative aspect of it, unfortunately, because it was a schematic for the main exterior, which is most of it, 3 out of 5 points. And then for overall, just how cool it was, again, I really enjoyed this build. You may disagree, but I really liked it. I give it 7 out of 10 points, meaning the total score for the White House build was 14 out of 20. The next build that I will be rating is a build made by Mikkel, and it is a courthouse that he built at 0-0, or what should have been spawn. This build I honestly really loved, mainly because it's at spawn, and it's a courthouse that I've personally used before. I love it. And then he also added an additional villager area that isn't quite finished yet, as you'll see on the signs, but it's going to be just a cool thing that it's adding to spawn, right? I love the creativeness of it. I love the coolness, stuff like that. Unfortunately, where it gets me is the effort portion. It's compared to the other things we've seen, it is a smaller build. So he does lose some points on that. So for effort, I will give him a 3 out of 5, just because effort, really cool thing, 3 out of 5 points. For creativeness, it's the same sort of thing, right? It's a cool thing, but it is a schematic. So just like the last build, 3 out of 5 points. But then for overall coolness, really cool, loved it, but it is still not that much, unfortunately. Although I really loved it, I gave it 6 out of 10 points, which gave him a total of 13 out of 20. So the leader so far is still the White House, but we'll see how that changes by the end of the video. The next base, or build, it's a base, is the Monarch's Mega Base. I really love this one. It's a super cool idea. What they went and did is took an already existing ancient city and kind of removed all the skull creakers, right? Took down a lot of the buildings and kind of added their own little farms and cool little build inside of it, right? This was really cool. I loved it. I couldn't really get a video of it because they didn't want me going there and accidentally figuring out where it was. They're kind of protective. They didn't want me to find it. So instead, they sent me some screenshots and a video explanation of it so I could rate it properly, and that's what I'll be showing you. And yeah, so for this build, I know them. They've been working on it basically all week consistently, day to day. And that's why for the first section of scoring for effort, I will give them a 5 out of 5 points, which is highest anybody's gotten so far. And then, I just really loved how much effort they put into it. Constant grind, right? They wanted it to be perfect, right? Obviously, they wanted to win the mace. And then, next thing, creativeness, right? Unfortunately for them, it's super cool idea in itself to take the ancient city, right? The idea is cool, but I felt like the way that they executed it wasn't perfect. I feel like it's a lot of really cool builds and creative, like, in itself. Like, it's a lot of cool, like, tutorial, like, auto brewers, sugarcane farms, which aren't necessarily creative in itself. And they, I don't know about yet, they're not fully yet incorporated together as they possibly could be. Like, there isn't a straight design that they've done with all their builds that I wish they could have done or have done so far. But still, I think it's really cool. That's why for creativeness, I will give them a 3 out of 5 points. Just wish it had been a tiny bit more, right? And then for coolness, man, I really love this build. It was obviously, it's just super cool, right? Cut to the chase, 9 out of 10 points, which makes them the new leader with 17 out of 20 points. This last build, it is probably the most shrouded in mystery for myself because the builders were a group on the server that is known as the Eye right now. They haven't fully come out. We don't know who they are, right? We've been trying to figure out who they are because they've gone around griefing bases, right? Trying to gain power, doing stuff like that. So it was kind of crazy to see that they even entered the competition. I didn't think that they would, but really cool that they did that. This build shocked me. Mazes, I love mazes, right? And that's what this build was. It was 2 separate, really cool mazes. One of them being out of, like, hedges, right? And the other one out of, like, a stronghold field, like, with bookshelves and stone bricks. Loved it. It was very cool. And then at the end, you could go around on, like, a minecart and, like, go around with, like, tinted glass and see the 2 separate rooms. And I just thought they took the design and it was really cool. Obviously took a lot of effort mining the area out, making these mazes. And then another thing, like, they left, like, goodies in the middle. Like, it was a whole, like, game for me. And I went there with somebody else, right? As you can see in the video. It was, like, this little, like, mini game. And the prizes that I got, netherite block. I'm not saying I'm getting bribed, but, like, that was cool, right? Some diamond blocks. They didn't know me that. A beacon. Whoa, right? Honestly, super cool build. Loved it, right? Effort-wise, this build obviously took so much effort. Like, think about mining this area out. Obviously, apparently they had a beacon. Mining this area out, keeping it hidden, working on it, getting the bookshelves. Right, I guess you could trade those for villagers. But just making the designs, it really cool to me. Right, so effort, 4 out of 5 points. Right? Now, creativeness. When I made this competition, I did not think that somebody would make a maze. Right, that is crazy to me. Like, that's super cool, super creative. The other 3 builds in this have been not necessarily, 2 of them were schematics, and then the other one was based off an already existing structure. This is its own thing by itself, and that's why I think personally this build deserves a 5 out of 5 in creativeness, right? Only one to get more than 3 out of 5, so 5 out of 5 is insane. And then coolness. This one was tough for me, because if with this scoring, it could give this team that I don't know a lot about, they could be terrorists, the most powerful weapon on the server. But I had to give it to them. 9 out of 10 points for coolness. It was insane. So with that scoring, they got 18 out of 20 points. Almost 100%. Insane. I don't even know how I'm going to give them the mace. I guess I'll have to leave them a barrel somewhere with cords. I was shocked. It was insane. Here at the end of the video, I'm showing you all 4 scores side by side up top. And if you check the description of this video, you can join the server that this was made on. You can join any future events and videos I do. I host a server called Chaos SMP, and that's what this was filmed on. You can join that. If you really enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Yeah, thank you for watching.